Welcome to our NJIT Baseball Roundtable. I'm Bruce Beck, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Highlanders, Robbie McClellan, power hitter Luke Longo, and former captain David Marcano. And Robbie, how would you describe the state of the NJIT program?
I think we're in a really good place right now. The last 3 years we've won 75 games, which for a 3-year period is the most in school history. So we're just trying to build on that and continue to get better and better every single year.
Luke, you're one of 10 New Jerseyans on the roster. What do you think of the representation of the Garden State?
Yeah, so I think it's a really good thing to have that many New Jersey representatives on the team. I know that the guys that come from different areas of New Jersey kind of bring their own flair, I guess, if you will, to the team. So it's good to have these guys kind of mesh and show these other out-of-state guys what it's like being a New Jersey ball player.
Because New Jersey is about toughness. Don't you feel that way?
Yes, absolutely. No, the New Jersey guys kind of, I guess, hone in what grit ball is really all about.
David, the Highlanders have a new home, Yogi Berra Stadium. Beautiful partnership. You guys now have a facility that you can call your own. What would that mean if you were back playing for this ball club?
Yeah, I mean, that would mean a lot. We were scrambling, going place to place whenever I was here. So it's nice to settle down for a little bit. I'm glad that we're making the right moves and that we're settling into a good spot for the program moving forward. I don't think we're done yet. I think we're going to continue to grow. I'm glad that we're seeing this perspire throughout the program. Everyone's buying in, and I'm glad to see it. What's going to develop out of this.
Luke, what's it going to be like playing in the refurbished stadium?
So it's something that I personally have really been looking forward to for a long time. A lot of the guys in my class and some of the guys that have since graduated that I've had the chance to play with, it's been something that we've all really been looking forward to. So the thought that this is a real possibility now, it's very exciting.
Robbie, this isn't just about aesthetics. It's about recruitment. And your ability to recruit, I think, is heightened by playing in this ballpark.
Yeah, I think you can ask these guys. Probably when we recruited them, the biggest question is, when are you getting your stadium?
Right.
And I think the university has done an excellent job in pursuing opportunities. I think we've been close on quite a few ventures, but this was finally the one that stuck. I know for me it kind of is a easy recruitment piece because I don't have to answer that question anymore. I can show the pictures or we can take them to the stadium, and it's something that we will be really proud of as a baseball program to have such a nice place to play baseball.
Robbie, what does loyalty mean to this program? Because you've got two guys here who could have easily transferred and used that COVID year somewhere else, and instead they stayed at NJIT.
Loyalty, I guess, kind of makes me emotional. When you're the head coach and guys stick around for 5 years with you, it makes you feel very honored, very privileged to coach such good players. I think if you were to ask these guys, I think one thing about being an NJIT baseball player is things aren't given to us. We always have a chip on our shoulder, and I think the guys that stick around, we've had great success with that, really enjoy having the chip on their shoulder and really like competing against teams that people think we might not should be and getting those wins and doing bigger and better things for the program. So I think we all enjoy the chip on our shoulder, and I think we all like to prove people wrong.
And Luke has an undergraduate degree, and now he's working towards his master's in business. Why did you decide to stay?
So obviously a lot of the academic rigor that comes along with NJIT is said to set you up very well for the future. So I was looking at pursuing my 5th year because of the academics, but on top of that, I also personally have a great relationship with both the coaching staff and the rest of the guys on the team, and that's just something I couldn't pass up. I figured if I had any more time of eligibility that I would take full advantage and just buy into what this NJIT family is all about.
And David, you and your brother Julio, both Texans,
Yep.
and you're here in New Jersey, and you decided to stay and get your degree. Why did you make the decision?
To be honest, it was just an accumulation of all the things that we've endured over the 5 years that we were there. I know you said that Luke is a representation of the New Jerseyans on the team, but I think it was a good mix of bringing people outside of like
Bring
Texas.
Katy, Texas
Yeah.
to the mix.
I think it was a good collision because you said New Jersey's the strongest, but I think Texas holds its own. So if you combine all that, we have a pretty good team with a lot of good stories, and I know we can't say all the stories in this room, but we endured a lot, and just having that connection, it was just hard to leave. So I couldn't see any other way. We were staying, and I'm glad we did it.
And David, while you had 77 hits in 2022, a school record, it wasn't about just spending time in the batting cage. It was about doing work in the labs and building robots. So what did it mean to you to be a true student athlete?
Yeah, it was hard work. I mean, there was a lot of accomplishments that we were able to achieve on the field and in the classroom. And like you mentioned, in my dorm room, building drones. I was able to apply after college. Those principles are still in everyday use. My brother works at Johns Hopkins, and I work at JP Morgan coding. He's actually the one building robotics for a little bit higher scale, going into space. But it's a great honor to have that culture transpire outside of college.
I don't know if I would have excelled in robotics. Let's talk about 2024 for a minute. Robbie, if you go back to 2017, you guys only had 9 wins. So you've come a long way in a short time. What's the outlook for this spring?
We are really excited as a team, as a program. You always want to be strong up the middle. That's a great saying in baseball. Albert Choi's back. Ray Ortiz is back. This guy's back, Luke Longo. And we return our Friday night pitcher will be Aiden Kidd this year. So we feel we're really strong in a lot of positions. But like any team in the country, we're going to need some guys to step up that haven't stepped up before. But we feel like we have a really good base and foundation to be really competitive and do some special things if we stay healthy and we get a few breaks.
Luke, 16 homers last year. You're a catcher, you're a first baseman, you're a DH, you're a jack of all trades, but you're also closing in on the all-time home run record here. When you think about the upperclassmen and the youngsters blending together this season, do you think it's the proper mix?
I do. So being a fifth-year graduate student myself this year, I know there's a lot that I've learned from, for example, David's class. A lot of the guys that they had when I was coming up as a freshman or a sophomore, they taught me a lot. And I try to take what they taught me and kind of pass that along to the younger guys that I'm playing with now. So with that being said, I feel like the leadership qualities that the older guys bring to the table will merge very well with our younger athletes.
David, somewhere in the future, it's possible for you guys to host the America East tournament, something that you see Binghamton and Maine flip-flop because they've got the lights, they've got the turf. But at Yogi Berra Stadium, you're going to have that, and you're going to have great components to welcome the conference. What do you think about that opportunity for these guys?
I mean, I think a lot of people will show out for that. I think it's about time that we host something under our stadium, and can't wait for that to happen. It's a big step forward. I know that we've always been moving around. It's like a reoccurring joke that every field was our home field because we just didn't have one. But to see the night lights at a new stadium under playoff baseball, I think that would be very exciting for everyone.
Robbie, you've got a challenging schedule. You open up with Miami on the road, 4 games. You take on Seton Hall in your home opener on March 12th. What do you think about the schedule? Do you embrace the challenges that it presents?
I love playing a tough schedule. I love challenging ourselves early on before we get to conference. I'm a firm believer. To beat those teams, you have to play really good baseball. So that's the goal every time we step foot on the field. But if things don't go our way, usually good teams teach you how to play the game. So we're not afraid of a competitive team. We're not afraid of a big stage. But it gets us where we need to be for conference. So I will always embrace a tough schedule. And I think it's good for these guys to see that they can beat anybody they want if they're playing up to the top of their potential. So I feel like we're at a point now where if we lose a game, it's on us. If we win a game, we feel like we can win in any game on our schedule. We just have to play up to our capability and standards.
Luke, do you welcome the challenges of a tough schedule?
Yes, I 100% agree with Coach. I think that a tough schedule is something that really gets us tuned up for conference games later in the season, and knowing that we can hang with teams like that and really compete with teams like that, it's very reassuring as a player.
Do you think the sky is the limit for this ball club this year?
I really do. I do think the sky's the limit.
You look like Pete Alonso, and you sound like Pete Alonso. You really believe in this club?
I do, more than anything.
Hey, let's flash back to 2021 NCAA tournament, the regionals, NJIT, the first NCAA Division I tournament win in any sport for the Highlanders. And the victory came over Northeastern 3-2. David, did that shape your life, that experience?
Yeah, I mean, to say it shaped my life is an understatement. That's a memory that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. And I'm happy that we appeared on the national stage. NJIT as an institution is starting to appear more and more on the national stage. I think back to the 2019 men's soccer team. They made the NCAA championships. That same year that we went to the NCAAs. The fencing team also had 9 All-Americans make it there. So it's nice to see that NJIT is appearing more and more on a bigger stage and showing off what we can do on that national stage.
Luke, you guys lost to #1 Arkansas, but you were up 3-0 in the ball game. It was an honor to play the best team in America. You ended up in a situation where the fans loved you guys. You have 11,000 crazies rooting for NJIT. They adopted you. So even though you ended up with a loss to them, did that experience, say to you, man, we've arrived?
The whole regional experience really was phenomenal. I'm sure David can agree with me on that one also. But I mean, it was something that we really never had experienced before. At least I had never experienced that before until that point. Having to play all of our home games at Kean University, we might top out at 200, 300 tops fans. And getting on a plane, going down to Arkansas, and just like that, you're playing in front of 11,000, 12,000 people. It's very eye-opening for sure. But seeing what our team was able to accomplish on that big stage, it really did make for a great experience. Probably one of the best I've ever had on a baseball field.
Let's finish with the coach and kind of end where we began, which is with loyalty, culture, and grit. Do these things define your program?
Absolutely. I don't think you can have a good program without loyalty. You need your best players to stick around. That's how you build a really good program. Culture, the guys have to really enjoy hanging out with each other, playing with each other, putting up with me from time to time, and just grit. We've kind of adopted that GBU, Grit Ball University. Like we said, we kind of feel like we're always the underdog, whoever we play, but we embrace that, and I think those things definitely are pillars of our program.
You've got your own indoor facility, one of the best in the nation. Now you've got a stadium you can call your own. Your games are streaming on ESPN+. So I guess the question is, what kind of honor is it to lead this program?
Sometimes I just have to pinch myself. I wake up and I have my dream job. I'm a Division I baseball coach at a great university, and I get to coach kids like these guys that care about academics, care about baseball. So, when I was a young kid growing up, if you would have told me I was going to be the head coach of NJIT baseball, I didn't even know where NJIT was, but I'm thankful they took a chance on me, and this is my favorite institution in the world, and I'm proud to be the leader of the program.
Coach Robbie McClellan, Luke Longo, David Marcano, a pleasure talking with you guys about the Highlanders program, and good luck to you, Coach. Good luck to you, Luke, and over at J.P. Morgan Chase, doing a great job, David. I know these guys miss you, but good luck out there in the real world, all right? I'm Bruce Beck. Thanks for joining us for this NJIT Baseball Roundtable.